If you are interested in learning this Ankara plus Ashoke kimono jacket, stay tuned. Let me teach you how to do that in just few minutes. So this is the Ankara that I'll be using, and this is the Ashoke that I'll be making use of. Without wasting more time, let's get into the tutorial. First and foremost, you have to get the length of your jacket, and the length I'm working with is length 41. So you work with whatever length that you prefer, right? Okay, so when you get the length, you are going to fold it into two, just like the way you see me doing. So you fold it into two, and then when you fold it into two, you make sure it is accurate. Once it is accurate, you seam it like that. You fold it again into four. So you are going to place it on your cutting table this way after you have folded it into four. So the four you are folding it to, it simply means that you have folded both the front and the back all together. So you carefully set it on your table very well, and then I'm going to double check the length again so that it will not have reduced or have increased. So when I'm done with that checking and it is accurate, I will cut it out from the remaining fabric, and then I'll set it aside to measure out my neckline and the rest of the measurement. So once I've done that, then it's time for me to measure out my neckline. So my shoulder length is 16. I'm working with shoulder of 16. Then that will be divided by 2, which is 8. Then the sleeve length is 20. Then you need to minus whatever sleeve length that you want to be using. You need to minus this Ashoke from it so that it will not be too long or more than the sleeve length that you actually want to use. So I'm working with a sleeve length of 20 inches, and the Ashoke is only 6, and by the time you join it together with your fabric, it's going to be left with 5.5. So 5.5 from 20 inches, that will give you 14.5. So I measure that one out, and then I measure out my neck also, and then I'm going to chalk down the 14.5 inches that I measure out to the downside of my jacket. So after I have done that, I'll be marking out my neckline. So the neckline I'll be using is 3 inches wideness. Then for the back neckline is going to be 1.5 inches depth. So this is a standard measurement for anybody that you want to work with. This person is actually a plus size person, but nevertheless it's still going to work very fine. So you are going to chalk out the back neckline like that, and that's for the back panel. Then also for the front panel, you are going to go ahead to measure your 8 inches down for the depth of your front panel. Then you are going to be deducting your Ashoke space, because we need a space for the Ashoke that will be coming to the front. So you have to measure it out from the front panel. So I will be chalking out 2 inches downward towards the downside of my jacket. Like I said, you are going to minus your Ashoke that you are going to replace for the collar of the jacket. So you are going to minus it so that it will create the space for the Ashoke as well, and that's why we are minusing 2 inches from the front. You take panel. The 2 inches downward, you take it downward, and then you connect your point together to give you the 2 Once I'm done with that, I'm going to take my chalk to connect the 8 inches depth for my front neckline, and I'm going to connect it to enter the part of that 2 inches space for the Ashoke that we measured earlier. And then I'll go ahead to cut out my back neckline. And also cut your side also to make it neat. Afterwards, separate the front and the back together so that you can get your front panel separately, so as to cut the neckline where the Ashoke collar will be, and you fold it all together. You fold the front panel together like so, like the way you see me doing. You fold it together, you make sure it's aligned together. You can as well use pin to even pin it down so that you get the actual stuff that you're supposed to cut out. So when you are done with that, you cut it out. And when you are done cutting, you open it up, and then you have your jacket. I'll be showing you how to sew it together in the part 2 of this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like, follow for more. Bye.